Hello, welcome back to another pick a card reading. For today's topic, I really want to focus on the Saturn line or the fate line in the palm. I don't know, that kind of like kept coming to me a lot, but when I looked towards clarification, the one card that popped out was inner work. And usually like our fate line can sometimes determine how we are perceived on the outside, especially regarding our work ethic. So I found it interesting that inner work, that clarification card came out. So I'm sure that this reading is meant to be for how we work internally. So I've not looked at any of the cards yet. I'm gonna try to do this blind and just let the messages hit me in the moment. And to help clarify, I did pick some gemstones. So for pile 1, we have opalite. For pile 2, we have moonstone. And then for pile 3, tiger's eye. I wasn't sure if I want to use actual crystals or like rocks that I found, such as like these guys that I have up here. But apparently these card piles were pulled towards these gemstones. So if you feel pulled to one, that might be the pile for you. Or if you want to watch everything all the way through and then choose which pile was best for you, that works too. But just in case, I'm going to give about like 20 to 30 seconds of like meditation music, and then we'll jump right into it. All right, this is pile number 1. That's if you chose this gemstone, which is opalite. These are kind of like laying the foundation of what the inner work should be around. And then I do have like some clarifying cards and an affirmation. So to start, we have the woodpecker and log. This is pretty much saying we need to get back in touch with like the natural rhythm of nature. Not just earth, but like nature in general. I'm also seeing that this would be a good time for bird watching, or like listening to birds, or maybe getting like a bird app and like actually trying to identify them. But this is really saying get outside, be in nature, be one with nature. Then we have the skull and moss. This is where our message is coming through, that like our inner work is going to be deciding what is the purpose of our lives, or what is a life purpose to other people. Also, what came across like very clearly is that if you pick this pile, you're already in spooky season. You're ready for fall. I don't know how many people are going to see this from like different parts of the world, but no matter where you're at, you're already focused on spooky season. You're here for Salmon or Halloween. Like, you're just ready for it. But then also with moss, moss is like one of the plants that can grow in darkness. So this is showing that your thoughts are able to grow within this dark space inside of you. So sometimes contemplating, the meaning of life or the purpose of our lives can feel really dark. However, it's still growing. Like it's still a healthy growing thought to contemplate. Also with moss and, woodpecker and log here, this is just clarifying that if you go outside, go to a forest. So if you ever heard of forest bathing, that might be something to really help you through like this thought process of the purpose and meaning of life. And then for the final card here, just to kind of wrap it all together, we have the crane and sage. Cranes are known for their wisdom. So by contemplating these like deeper, darker thoughts, you are actually going to come out pretty wise at the end of all of this. However, with the sage, I am seeing that like sage can be spiritual. So this could be linked to your spiritual growth, or this could be you finding a new spiritual meaning to your own life. And finally, we can use sage for cleansing. And I did get a message coming in saying that like, hey, we need to cleanse our space. So whether that's like your office, your bedroom, your house, your apartment, maybe just give it a little bit of like cleansing energy, whether that's with sage or whatever you choose to use. Okay, so then I have 2 clarification cards that I picked. This is a newer deck for me, so I'm gonna have to read from the book, but ooh, the secret ingredient and the vegan pumpkin pie. Death. Yeah, we're ready for spooky season. Like, come on, we want that nice crisp weather, but so I'm gonna read from the book for these 2 cards just because I'm still a little bit new to this deck. But we're gonna read from this one first. So, secrecy. There is a sacredness to secrecy. Not everything is meant for all to know. Keep some secrets for yourself. Give a lot of thought to what you disclose to others. Consider taking a more conservative approach. Secrets, boundaries, self-respect. Okay. So this inner work that you're going to be working on, contemplating the purpose and meaning of life for yourself, your position in it, possibly life after death. Maybe do this in secrecy. Maybe this is something that you should keep to yourself. That's kind of what this card seems to be indicating. Or if you are going to discuss it with others, have like a healthy boundary in place so that you're able to freely like express your thoughts in a safe place. Okay, and then we have the death card. Interesting. For the vegan pumpkin pie. This ghostly pie represents death. Pumpkin pie is prevalent throughout the spooky seasons of fall and winter when the crops are about to die and the veil is thin. Death not just is a literal death, but the death of a situation, relationship, self-image, bad habit, etc. The pumpkin pie signals an end is near. Permanent change, death, moving forward. All right, this kind of pairs nicely with the skull. This is kind of showing that by going through this inner work, we are permanently changing like our thought process, possibly permanently changing who we are moving through this world. And you know what, that's pretty nice because with all the stuff currently happening in astrology, this is definitely a good time for change and progressing forward or like leveling up in our lives. All right, and then just for good measure, we have an affirmation to help us through this inner work. I am one with the wind, the trees, and the sky. Oh, that's perfect. Okay. I love that. I love that because this is directly related to nature. So I'll just let that message simmer on its own. But yes, thank you for coming to this reading. I really hope that it resonated with you. This definitely feels like my pile because I am ready for spooky season. I'm ready to start doing some more inner work on like the purpose and meaning of life. So let me know down below in the comments if this resonated with you and if you plan on taking this journey for the next month or so. And I'll catch you all on the other side. Bye. All right, this is your pile number 2. If you chose this gemstone, moonstone. So I laid out these 3 cards to kind of like just get a vibe for what our inner work is going to be about. So snail and bloodroot, I don't get this card very often, but this is talking about our connections with friends, family, loved ones, people that we consider our own family, whether they're blood related or not. This also is centered around like the home, knowing that you're secure. You can jump right back into the home for safety and security. However, with the blue moon, this is talking about our communication. So this is definitely has to do with how are we communicating with the people we consider our family? Are there any bridges that we need to repair? Are there any bridges that we need to sever? Also, this is a good way of looking in and seeing like how has your communication been with these people that you consider family. And then we also have snake and lemongrass. So snake is showing flexibility. This is also showing like a room for improvement or, shedding our old selves and stepping into a newer self, especially around like maybe our family members or the people we consider family. Do we need to reevaluate those connections? Do we need to add to them? Or do we need to like repair them? And, you know, this is saying to be flexible through this process of working through communication. Lemongrass, this also made me think of like the stomach. So maybe this is probably a good time to like focus on your digestive system, just because this might be very like upsetting, or you might get an upset stomach thinking about working on communication. I get the sense that you're kind of like a very nervous, anxious person, so maybe have some lemongrass tea to like calm the nerves. Just take a breath and then think through like, okay, maybe take it one person at a time. Maybe come up with your top 5 people in your life that you would consider family, and just reflect back on, okay, how do I communicate with them? Do they make me feel like I'm at home? Do they make me feel secure in myself? And, you know, just go right down the line if you need a starting point. I do have 2 other clarification cards. This is from one of my newer decks, so I'm going to actually read from the book. But we got, let's see what we got. Kombucha. Okay, yeah, digestive stuff. Okay, and mac and cheese, vegan mac and cheese. Okay, let me get my book here. Okay, vegan mac and cheese, contentment. Things are good and things are cheesy. The mac and cheese represents feeling content, whether you are craving it or it's something you've attained. You have everything you need, or maybe you are appreciating the blessings currently around you. Happiness, balance, pleasure. Oh, this is good. Okay, so you're probably overthinking how your communication is with your loved ones, but just know that it's going to be okay. Like, you're going to feel like very content. You're going to feel very comfy, cozy after you get through all of this inner work and thought process around communication. And then we have kombucha, balance. Let's see. Okay, kombucha helps bring balance to your digestive system and contains antioxidants that can help you function. The kombucha calls in our need for balance, or to let go of expectations of perfection. Oh, balance, letting go, perfection. Okay, this just clarifies for me that we just need to let go some of that like self-doubt. Maybe we're focused on like perfecting how we communicate with others, and we don't have to worry about that. But I do find it interesting that kombucha, talking about balance, it also talks about your digestive system. Lemongrass is the same thing here. So maybe your digestive tract is like really off, and that's your literal inner work that you have to focus on. Odd, but I don't know. That's kind of coming across. And then I did pull an affirmation for this pile, but 2 cards popped out. So we're going to go over both of them. Okay, I have no expectations and make no assumptions. Oh, that's really good, especially around communication with others. Okay, I am centered, peaceful, patient, and calm. That's like a really good reminder to just take a breath. Let's settle those like racing thoughts and then move into a healthier form of communication. And please focus on your stomach health at this point for your actual inner work. That would probably be good. But yeah, let me know, pile 2, if this resonated with you. I feel for this pile pretty heavily. I could feel the nervous like energy channeling right through me. And I deal with a lot of that on my own, especially around communication. So let me know down below. Are you a nervous person like me sometimes when it comes to communicating? I'd love to hear from you. And I hope to catch you on at the next one, and I'll see you on the other side. Bye. All right, pile number 3. This is your pile if you chose this gemstone, which is Tiger's Eye. So I used these 3 cards to kind of like get an idea or a base of what the inner work that we need to focus on. And kind of like right away, this card feels a little out of place compared to these two, but this might just be a specific message for one person or a few people. But this is saying, don't dim. Do not dim yourself. If you are feeling excited about something, celebrate it. Celebrate it to the fullest extent, because you are this light, this star in the dark sky, in darkness pretty much. And this is a very positive, happy, active card. I mean, Crane's, especially with his neck going back like that and the coloring, he's giving it his all at this point. And that's kind of what you need to do. You need to give it your all, whatever this like excitement is that you're experiencing. And for these two cards kind of are a little bit more harmonious. Maybe the clarifying cards will help me get the rest of the message. But Beetle and Selenite. So this is about releasing yourself from any limitations, pretty much. This is also bringing in clarity, like that cleansing energy, so that you can feel like more clarity on making a decision or moving forward with something. Let's see. Pretty much your own limitations. Like that keeps coming through, that you are limiting yourself. You're putting yourself in this small box because you possibly think you deserve to be there, or because you don't understand how to push past it. And this is saying, let's get some clarity and push past that limitation, that boundary that we put on ourselves. And then we also have the Crescent Moon and Venus. We had this card for the new moon reading, I believe. So it's interesting seeing this come out again. But this is also showing that we have to listen to both our head and our heart pretty much for making decisions. I mean, at least we have the selenite here for clarity. So as long as we are bringing together our head and our heart, our logic and our emotions, and like making that decision with both in mind, there's going to be a lot more clarity and understanding around whatever situation needs some type of decision making on. Or this could be related to your own limitation. Maybe you're limiting yourself, and you're limiting yourself because you're only considering just the mind or just the heart. And to get clarity, you need to consider both your heart and your mind, pretty much. You need to marry those two together so that you can push past whatever limitation you have put on yourself. And this could also tie in, I guess, with the crane now, is that once you push past your own limitations and you start to see that you are so much more, that's going to make you feel like this celebration. You're going to feel excited. You're going to feel happy. You're going to be shining. And we don't want you to dim. We want you to like turn it up, like turn up that brightness. So I have 2 clarifier cards. This is from like a newer deck, so I'm going to have to read from the book. Let's see. The Leftovers, fertility. Okay. And the Cauliflower, creativity. All right, let me get the book. Leftovers first. Okay, leftovers. You open the fridge, a half of the breakfast burrito from yesterday, the last 2 eggs, and a bag of spinach that needs to be eaten. What are you to do? The leftovers is all about fertility of the mind. You have all the tools you need to make something unique. Now is the time to be productive. If your fridge is empty, what steps can you take to cultivate more productivity? Productivity, creation, call to action. Okay, that's kind of nice. This probably is related to like your limitations. Maybe you feel like you have an empty fridge when really you have at least like 2 eggs, leftover burrito, and spinach, and you can easily make something with it, but you've limited yourself to thinking that that is not possible. So let's push past it and let's get creative. Oh, there you go, creativity. So let's read that one. Okay. The cauliflower presents you with a blank space. Creativity is bouncing around and it wants to be set free. Time to experiment, get messy, and combine opposing ingredients. Ooh. Cauliflower is so amazingly versatile, the possibilities are endless. expressing yourself, originality, creative freedom. Okay. What stuck out to me here was that combine opposing ingredients. This is probably relating to this card, because our head and our heart can sometimes be very opposing, and this card, and even this card, they're asking us to like marry those two thought processes, like those emotions and those logics, put them together. And you might not think to put it together with something, but cauliflower is reminding us that you'd be surprised. Yeah, those things can be combined and put together. Okay, and then I have an affirmation. So let's see. I am mindful at all times and live only with each moment I have. Oh, that's pretty good. That's letting us know to slow down possibly that like overthinking. That's kind of reminding us that we should be taking each moment as it is, and like let's not put any restraints or restrictions around it. Okay, well that is all I have for you, pile number 3. Thank you so much for coming to this reading. Let me know in the comments if this resonated with you. This pile felt like a little confusing, so I'm assuming that you are somebody who is like possibly has to make this box for yourself so that you can function day to day. But let's push past it. Let me know in the comments below if you want to push past like these limiting beliefs that you might have, or this limitations that you've put on yourself. I know we've all done it before, so this is just probably your focus for this coming month. And I hope to see you in the next one, and I'll see you on the other side. Bye.